Don't give a. I be bored, responding, needing something to do. I done worked out 2 hours straight. The rest of my day is free. I'm on an all fruit damn detox. I don't give. I'm bored.
She said you ain't have a fight in recent times. You're not ready for this work. She said it's natural. She don't have to.
The tea is constantly hot and the drama never ends. After cheating on Papoose for months with one of his own proteges, Remy recognizes her grave error today. Claressa Shields, Papoose's new lady, is not here to play games now that reality is sinking in and he has formally moved on. She truly thought she could just move on as if nothing had occurred. Claressa is making sure that never happens because she just came out swinging, exposing Remy for her cunning and dragging her for filth. Remy must have assumed she could just walk back in whenever she wanted. In case you're wondering why Remy is so agitated over Claressa, allow me to clarify. What motivates Remy is the fact that Claressa is a world champion boxer with a solid career, wealth, and status comparable to Papoose, not just some Instagram model that rappers lust about when they're first courting. She even employs seduction techniques and sends Papoose some questionable behind-the-scenes photos. So, what is Remy's endgame here? Remy most likely didn't even consider the divorce at first. She believed that Papoose would always be with her because he had spent years being rid or die for her. Who can really blame her for thinking that? Let's face it, for a long time, Papoose was all about her. He stood 10 toes down for her when she was in prison. He was so loyal that he married her while she was still incarcerated and even got himself into trouble when he tried to smuggle her a skeleton key to help her in prison. For years, he stayed devoted without cheating or scandalizing. I'm not sure what else could be considered true devotion, but Remy overplayed her hand, being too cocky and smug, and cheated in the hopes that Papoose would just be there as he usually was. Even as she thought she could get away with it, Papoose would have finished because of that. Though he smacked her with the most unexpected plot twist ever, Remy honestly thought she could play him and still have him waiting in the wings. Instead of lamenting the betrayal, he broke off his connection with her and moved on, not just with anyone else but also with Claressa Shields. I can promise you that this is not. After ending a long-term relationship with Remy, which for years served as a model for black love in Hollywood, people initially assumed Papoose would keep his next move low-key. But Papoose was clear that he was going forward and that he had no qualms about sharing it with the public. Then, let's discuss his present partner, Claressa Shields, who is a formidable figure in the boxing world and one of the most powerful female professionals. She is not your typical Instagram model or industry groupie. In 3 distinct weight classes, she is the only boxer, male or female, to hold all 4 major world titles. Not only that, but ESPN named her as the finest female fighter in the ring, and she is a 5-division world champion. She's young, successful, rich, and evil. The fact that Remy cannot even assert that Papoose degraded is what's driving her insane. She wanted to be able to say, oh, he left me for some nobody. But Claressa, a powerhouse, and Remy knows it. Keep things straight. Popular rapper, although she continues to pursue her passion, the contrast between her and Claressa is unflattering, and let's not forget where it all started. Remy lost Papoose not only for being unfaithful, but also for cheating, not just with anyone, but with the block captain, Papoose's own protege. She is currently sitting back and watching Papoose remarry someone else, and it is killing her.
Found out you was in the help that could really ruin your image. We talking from rocking with Sam, Pap and Rim. It's us. Y'all the poster child symbols of black blood. Every interview, he showing admiration and tell the world how you think this woman the greatest. That nigga held you down in prison for 6 years.
When Papoose made it apparent that he had moved on with Clarissa, it was the last straw. It's weird since he never publicly chastised Remy, called her out, accused her of cheating in interviews, or tried to make her look bad. He stumbled into easy and knocked him out cold since he was so fed up with the situation. He ended his relationship with Remy at that point, even though she wasn't aware of it yet because she had denied the affair for months, pretending as though nothing was wrong and claiming that people were merely fabricating it to create drama. Remy couldn't stand to watch him happy with anyone else, especially Clarissa, in the whole circumstance. She blew out their relationship on social media just as Clarissa was about to have a major career moment instead of taking responsibility and moving on. Ryan, Destiny, and other celebrities starred in her upcoming biopic, which was a large film about her life. This was meant to be her chance to shine, gain widespread exposure, and build her brand, but viewers quickly saw that Remy had timed her meltdown just well. Indeed, the ex-wife was experiencing jealousy and anger before the film's scheduled release, and to exacerbate the situation, you accepted blame because you were the one who was married. It shouldn't be a big problem to let Remy post texts between Clarissa and Papoose on Instagram if you can't at least sleep with me over the phone or in person. This was an attempt to make Clarissa appear like a sidekick who had been lurking around prior to the divorce being finalized. You must have communicated or got it home safely if you slept out in the Sprinter. Remy used the chance to mock Clarissa for even pinning the statement she posted, which sounded like she was berating Papoose for dirty moving when he was still legally married. As Papa's foolish self dozed off on the phone, Clarissa lay in my house, refusing to get out. This woman is a world champion boxer, but when she heard my voice, she became alarmed and hummed up. I'm going to tell everything now. You are not alone, sweetheart. Asserting that Papoose is a perfect man who is incapable of doing anything wrong and that the PR team is disseminating misleading material to damage her reputation. She wrote about this woman, Clarissa Shields, and how the public relations team has been spreading lies about me every day for too long in an attempt to make him appear like God's gift and me look horrible. When I begged Papa to halt the story, he insisted that the best course of action was for me to remain silent. I am worn out. After that, she delivered the final low blow. Oh, and he said he would never sleep with you because you're ugly, but don't worry, I saw everything now in the world. The resentment is high with this one, and you're such a tough boohoo, so I'm going to see it. Remy didn't let up in her quest to create as much chaos as she possibly could. In an effort to persuade Papoose to step in, she went one step further and shared additional texts, this time demonstrating Clarissa's panic and her exploding phone. She allegedly texted, "You need to do something about this chick today, even though I know you detest online games. She's too vulnerable for me to be up here, etc." I'm not worried about whatever she says or adds in her story because others have already figured it out. December 25 is when the film will be released. Have you gotten your second phone? With the December 25 debut of her blockbuster film, Clarissa had to keep up a perfect public image. Remy seemed to be exploiting this, but she responded vigorously and got right to the heart of the matter. She posted, "I think you're a fool, Miss Shields. I recorded your chat, but he didn't take your instructions until I did. In addition, he was trying to get me arrested. The same woman who never," she kept saying, "that same woman that I could have exposed a long time ago using my own platform but didn't, oh, and I got all your pics and messages from the chicks he was messing with while I was locked up while he was holding me down, sidebar." He was about to respond. He wrote my rhymes when she dropped another bombshell, suggesting that Papoose would be responsible if any private video of her was exposed because, according to her, he may have previously declared that she would, but Remy wasn't just after Papoose. She was also pursuing Clarissa, revealing further exchanges that suggested Clarissa was begging Papoose to keep their relationship going. According to the accusations, Clarissa texted, "I'm not happy, but all right, I'm going to stop. Since my feelings aren't even justified, I'm going to stop since I don't want to add to your already existing tension. Even though being honest is always the best course of action, I can't thank you for it since I'm just weary of talking and you not listening." Whatever you feel like doing, that's what you will do. I will merely request gifts and not say anything more. The fact that I'm tripping keeps coming up. I need time allotted to me. I'm having hallucinations. I'm not even sure how to react. Remy was laughing, and I'm just lying here feeling foolish. With the words, "Hey, Miss Shields, I'm a one-boyfriend woman, just like I was a one-husband woman, and I'm a good woman at that, so why won't these men just go?" She pulled Clarissa along. "Oh, and do you know why he will never buy you anything? Because he believes that he is the prize. I'm the one with the bag, and he's a taker rather than a giver." She then completely lost control, saying, "Please stop playing with me, because I'm not the enemy you want. I'm not even mad. Actually, the reason your boyfriend is furious is because I'm really happy. I understand that you feel foolish, but you also appear foolish, girl." Things were so dire at this point that Papoose had to step in and defend his woman. Remy was the one who had cheated on him multiple times, not just with the block captain, but also apparently with a number of other guys. He wasn't going to tolerate her slander, so he called her out brutally for being bitter that he had left her. He chose to cheat, making it very obvious that Remy is a narcissist. The fact that I finally moved on has made her play the victim. She would much rather utilize her social media influence than deal with things like a responsible adult, despite my repeated requests for a divorce. For the sake of my 6-year-old daughter, who has to go to school, as you can see, I didn't want to engage in this stupid social media activity, so I said nothing at all. Then, one by one, he exposed her lies and truly came for her. It's easy to prove that you are the one who interfered with the cops, and because you are lying, I will never get someone jailed again. He wasn't finished yet. He eventually addressed the most severe charge, which was that she had cheated with his own friend, Easy the Block, by making up text conversations that you say date back 10 years in order to create a false narrative and justify adultery. "This is where Remy was last Christmas when I was at home with my daughter," he explained, Captain. "Now that I've moved on, she's a narcissist, angry, and making up lies. We could divorce like grown-ups, I told her, but she won't since I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock this guy out. She asked me via text to lie about the knockout, but it doesn't really matter. The last time I saw this dude, he was curled up in the fetal position, and everyone saw it. He said, humiliating me after failing to even return a single blow. After I knocked him unconscious and Remy roused him, she spent 4 days at home with him. My daughter was ready to lie about it again, as you can see when I got home. The thing that really upset me about him was that, despite the fact that he was a narcissist, Remy wasn't going to punch him out because he had shaken my hand before having an affair with my wife. You claimed that a public outcry was the only way you would leave, despite my repeated requests for you to go and seek a private divorce. Even though he utilized social media, you know I'm not. The final word should go to Papoose. Resuming her role, she denied that she had left the daughter on Christmas. In the same manner that he turned my values, my background, and my reputation as a gangster girl against me. Furthermore, she said that Papoose had been trying to prevent her from seeing her loved ones. You had me on camera saying things like, "Oh, it's not Remy calling the police for help. You're a rat, a snitch, your brothers and Joe." When you tried to block me off from everything and everyone, my stupid self was out there telling people not to talk about who you really were. You did everything you could to maintain this black love picture, but then she presented him with a grave accusation. I constructed for you, and you tolerated all the falsehoods concerning me. You have purposefully alienated and driven away how many of my friends and family members. Remy was determined to make sure Papoose left without dragging him through the mud, so she made sure to include some ridiculous charges. You hated that I started my rap battle league. You were mad I was helping other rappers instead of you. You literally said you were going to try to destroy it. She added clearly, implying that he was envious of her success. She added that he supposedly tried to manipulate her and ruin her career. Public image, everyone knows what they heard, not what they saw, and you kept repeating it, which is why this fake knockout story she is ranting about is so aggravating. In the meantime, you enter and exit like a nighttime thief wearing a mask. Even if you say it will go away. When my security saw you doing this, you ran away like a coward. Going a step further, she asserted that Papoose genuinely got physical with her and wasn't just playing mind games. Because you attacked me in the garage, you never finished the pool project, and she accused him of mistreating her while she was writing while playing with the cops. It took the workmen to call the cops to get you off me. You thought she was done, but she went one step further and told you why she was so angry. She and Clarissa weren't just strangers. They were friends before Clarissa allegedly stabbed her in the back and took Papoose from her. Then again, I'm not editing. Then the video and audio continue to lie. Remy refused to let things go, so she pulled out receipts, sent Clarissa pictures in her direct messages, and stated, "Here's Pap's weirdo girlfriend wishing me Happy New Year." Clarissa ultimately made the decision to clap back since she was sick of Remy's shenanigans. It's unbelievable that a 45-year-old woman would act like this fool. In fact, a few days later, this woman was asking me for tips on how to show off her figure. The fact that I created this monster is insane. I was out here complimenting you, remaining silent and knowing the truth. You feel comfortable lying to these folks because you truly believe you know what I got. I promise you'll regret it. Remy responded angrily, saying, "You're 29 and I'm not 45 yet. Okay, so you're not maturing like a good wine," but she wasn't done yet. She went on, "I'm not your enemy, but tell your boyfriend to buy you some flowers and gifts." Oh wait, he didn't answer any of his phones because he was with his Cali girl this week, not her exposing Papoose for cheating already, or at least trying to, she said. But she could not ignore that. She clapped back when Remy did, and she chastised him right away for supposedly making up messages to generate trouble. "I'm not a woman you can intimidate, and text is crazy. You're making a fool of yourself and are bitter and angry. Please don't." She then issued a challenge to Remy on February 2nd, saying that Remy Ma and Clarissa Shields should engage in a full-on brawl. Let's face it, Clarissa is one of the world's top female fighters, and she loves to fight, so even Remy, who likes to act tough, had to miss this one. Even though Remy has hands, she isn't winning the battle with Clarissa. Naturally, Remy didn't respond to that challenge, and we thought the drama ended there, but Clarissa once again assaulted Remy after revealing something crazy, accusing him of. Since Remy has been showing her off by taking her to games and making sure everyone knows he's moved on, while Pap and Clarissa have been living their best lives, sending Papoose explicit pictures in an effort to win him back is, if it's true, a desperate tactic. Remy may be sending them pornographic pictures in an attempt to destroy their relationship, which is giving desperate.
Clarissa even stepped up and confessed that she was completely in love with him.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There we go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's kind of one of those things I was like, you know, I want to keep him on.
That's not even the most strange part, though, as there are reports that Papoose is preparing to ask Clarissa to marry him. He seems to still be in love and ready to move on, even after everything that transpired with Remy. The issue is that Remy won't let this go lightly. He says she has been luring him back with every strategy imaginable, including sending him some suspicious photos. But the trouble isn't why Clarissa is here. Citation-based games, since she is close to the couple, she is prepared to stand up for them and make sure Remy doesn't interfere with their relationship. Kindly leave a comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch the next video. I can talk to you now, but this scenario is getting more convoluted by the minute, and I have a feeling it's far from over. Do you believe Clarissa is being overly theatrical? Or do you think Remy is genuinely out there acting shaddily in an effort to win Papoose back?